What's happening, you guys? Veggie here. In today's video I just want to talk about going back in the gym after lockdown and really how my technique has suffered during that absence period. Now, for those of you aware, a couple of weeks ago I made a video talking about me suffering from back pain, and I was unsure really what triggered it. I blew my back out, and I came back in exercising a lot, doing deadlift, squats and bench press, and then doing jiu-jitsu and MMA. I was unsure really what caused it, but now I've come to evaluate technique a lot more, and I've gained an understanding about how it's sort of happening. So what's happened is that when I deadlifted, I now have developed a tendency to bend my legs too much. If you bend your legs too much when you deadlift, naturally your back is a bit a slanted angle, and it's very hard to articulate a good back posture when you're then doing the deadlift. So just by looking at literally Google images, I'm not even joking, I just googled deadlift technique in Google images, and I noticed a lot of things about my posture, my technique, that started to slip during the deadlift. Something I want to note is that I've been doing deadlifts for years, and I did have correct technique before coronavirus, and you don't understand that you're doing something wrong, even if you're a veteran at the sport. If you've taken time off and you're coming back again, you might mentally think, okay, all I have to do, is push through my legs, keep my back straight, and I'll be fine. But the small, minute details could be the difference between suffering an injury and not, and it's just something I've sort of learned the hard way. So when you're doing your deadlift, make sure your shoulders are in front of the barbell. Make sure there's only a slight bend in your knees, and then just make sure that in general, you keep your back straight. And also I did notice a tendency for me to look up while I deadlift, which is also a bad thing to do. For those of you unaware, when you're doing a deadlift, you should always look forwards. It's always good to look forward at the mirror as well, but in my gym we don't have a mirror. So just in general, it's been a humbling experience to come back in lifting again, making a mistake, reevaluating technique, and then coming back again and ready to lift heavy again. So I'm really happy I'm able to lift heavy and not feel no unnecessary backache the next day. So it's exciting times really to get back in the gym. I've definitely gained a lot of weight during this whole pandemic. I've gone from, let's say, 75 kilos to about 85 kilos. So now I'm in a much higher body fat percentage, where if you saw me, it's just ridiculous. I'm not as lean as I used to be. And to be honest, when I hit this state, I always think, wow, I look so much better leaner, even if I look smaller. Just generally, I genuinely, prefer that look as opposed to just looking big and bulky. So for me, this has been a humbling period. It's just something I really wanted to talk about. And it might not even just be deadlifts. I might have to reevaluate, my squat and my bench press. I'm pretty sure bench press is okay, but squat and deadlift are two exercises that can really fuck you over in the long term if your technique is wrong. Having severe back injuries is something that can live with you for the rest of your life. So it's something you should really, take care of. If you're unsure, just watch YouTube videos and just get these little tips in your head while you're doing the thing. Like I had these tips in my head, like, oh, I have to keep my shoulders, forwards more past the barbell, only a slight bend in the knees. I can't be looking up like I was. I got to just be looking straight and just make sure I've got a tight grip and just push through my legs rather than, just using my back, which was probably what I was doing when I was bending my knees too much. But anyway, you guys, that's what I really want to talk about in this video. Just make sure you be humble, keep your ego at the door, and if you're unsure if the technique's right, it's always best to just A, lower the weight, or B, get a second person's opinion who might have more experience than you. And it's always good to have more people's opinions. When I was doing the deadlift with the correct technique, I made sure I asked someone, from the side, is my back straight? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, okay, that's good, because that definitely felt straight to me. So just generally, just be careful, and if you're going to lift heavy, make sure you're lifting heavy with absolutely perfect technique that won't cause any injury to you. Anyway, guys, that's really all I wanted to talk about in this video, and I'll see you in that next video. Peace.